Alright gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here in Kinlaig. It is May, and it is still, well, I guess the last episode it was technically hailing, but it is raining. So still a bit of a gloomy day, but it looks like sun is in the forecast at some point here in the future. We are going to head on up to the shop and pick up some more fish food. More specifically, we need the fish food for our lakes and for our aquafarm. Now, we do have the aquafarm specifically on distributing. It is going to stay on distributing for a little bit of time. A lot of you made a lot of comments in the last episode, and rightfully so, or the last couple episodes, and rightfully so, about the aquafarm, the offshore aquafarm. And since I really dislike utilizing that crane, I'm sure I'll get better with it as we move along. But since I really dislike it, I should attempt to do what I talked about at the beginning, which is kind of, you know, force it to be right up against the end of the pier there, and be able to just drive the forklift to it from that perspective. And I do think that makes a lot of sense, and I think we will attempt to do that. But as it currently stands right now, we have quite a lot of fish food out there. We need to really chew through that fish food. I'm okay to an extent if I lose a little bit of the fish, but I don't really want to lose the fish food specifically that has been put into there, because there's a lot. So it's going to be a while, I think, before it chews through all that fish food anyway. So we'll continue to distribute it, but we'll try to keep an eye on it and drop back the distribution of the fish to there at some point here in the near future. But it's going to be a bit, like I said. So now we do have some adult fish that have been created from that offshore aquafarm process, which you can kind of see in the very, very far distance if you look close enough. So we can get those and sell those. Now, you're going to have to bear with me for a minute. I've been out of town for a little bit, so bit rusty. I don't remember exactly when it's best to sell them. We don't have a ton of money right now, which is probably one of the bigger problems, right? We don't have a ton of money. You know, we may have to end up selling some of these fish because of that reason. Now, other than doing that, the only things really today that we need to do is that field that we drilled in the last episode. Part of it, I guess I should have plowed the whole thing, or I screwed something up, I don't know. But part of it, it needs... it's got weeds growing in it. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Part of this field right here has weeds growing in it, so we need to spray it, which is not ideal, right? I don't have a sprayer, right? We've got the plow. We've been plowing up the field every single time. I know it's probably not the way we should go about it most of the time, but we are plowing it up every single time. And yeah, so we're gonna have to deal with that a bit. Now we've got this header here. I don't know why I purchased this in the past. Maybe there was a reason why I was going to purchase it, but I don't think we're going to need it in this series. So what we might end up doing is just selling that. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to sell it directly from here. I'm not even going to drive the actual cloths down here. I don't know why I purchased it in the past. There must have been a reason for it. I just don't see a reason to keep it right now. We're not really going to be utilizing the sunflower oil, right? We're going to do the canola oil. I guess that's probably why I bought it, because I would do sunflower oil with it too. I guess that's the reason why I did that. But I don't think we really need to, right? I don't think we really need to. I think the canola oil is going to be plenty. But that's probably the reason why, so I could have, you know, maybe both going during the same period of time, and it would make us more fish food, right? I guess that's the reason why. But I just don't think we're going to actually get to that stage at this point, because we were able to get everything else we needed to do much quicker than we anticipated with the trees, right? With being able to sow those trees, that really accelerated this series, right? So I don't think we specifically need it anymore. Okay, so we don't have... You know what? I said I was going to sell it, and then I started thinking about it, but we're going to sell it. We're just going to sell it directly. Although the condition's 55, I'll make more money if I repair it. Do I have enough money to even repair it, though? Maybe I do? Oh, we popped an achievement for something. Paint and elbow grease. Collected all fragments of a theme recipe. How did I do that? How did I do that? What did I do, and how did I do that? Okay. Well, I don't know what that was from. I'll tell you what. I'm going to see if I can repair it. It might be too expensive, but I'm going to drive this down here. Might as well. Like I said, we don't have tons to do today anyway. We're going to have to see if we can find any contracts or anything like that to do more than likely. And I guess I could also look while we're in here at the fish prices, right? We talked about that. Whoop. So we do have some barley that I can move to make flour if we need to. And some oat. Tiny bit of oat, but there's still some there nonetheless. I feel like it's not the best time to sell the fish at all. I'm almost positive that, but it's been like a week, so bear with me for a minute here. Okay, it's getting close, actually. So it's not terrible. So if we have to, we can do that. I would prefer, I think, to wait and sell them either the next month, right, when it's a little bit better. Although if you're looking at the price there, it's very close, right? $6,750. It's very close. Still, if we can do it, I think I would prefer to wait and sell them in the next month. Now, June comes around. Are we going to be harvesting anything in June? Well, yeah, barley will be ready. And, yeah, just barley. Okay. Yeah, just barley is going to be ready. So, I don't think... Do we have a barley field? Now that I'm questioning it, I don't think we have a barley field. We do have a barley field. We'd have 2 barley fields. Oh, okay, we're going to be really busy then. Well, that depends on the growing stage of where they are. But anyway, one of them, I think this one over here, the one we bought over here that has tram lines in it, I think that one's going to be ready. It's not a good yield, by the way. That is going to be a terrible yield for us, but that's okay. It's something, right? I talk about it a lot. I've said it many times in the past. I know I have. But if you stumble across this and haven't watched my previous videos for whatever reason, I always like to call that a bit of a bonus, right? It's we bought the field. It was already... The seed and everything was already put into that field. So anything we make off of that, I like to take that, whatever we make off of that, and subtract it from the total price we paid for the field. That's the way that I like to look at it, and then you know exactly how much money you technically paid for that field, since you didn't do anything in that field, right? You didn't put any effort into it. You didn't put any money into it of any sort. Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult to probably figure that out here. I guess once we're done with the harvest, we could figure it out pretty quickly by just, you know, going and calculating how much it would be to sell that barley directly when it's the best time to sell it, of course. But we're not really going to be doing that. We're going to be taking the barley and turning it into flour, although we have tons of flour right now, but we still are going to turn that into flour because that's really the main objective for that harvest specifically is to make flour out of it, which is required to create our fish food, right? Which is one of the objectives of this series. Now, if you stumbled across this once again and don't know, everything's down below in the description. Every video that I ever do, everything about whatever that series is down below in the description. But long story short, the goal of this series really was for us to become self-sufficient when it comes to the fish farming. So that means the aquafarms, the offshore aquafarms, the lakes, everything. So we have to make our own fish food, basically, right, to supply all of those. And that's really the last stage that we have of this series, is to create our own fish food. We've already got a good, significant amount of flour into the fish food factory, but we don't have everything else. We need the canola oil, and we need the soybeans. So it's going to be a little while. We've got to go through the months here of doing the harvests and all that good stuff, and hopefully we become self-sufficient. Now, I think the thing we're going to have to kind of factor in here, and I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, aren't I? Or no, he's just trying to pass me. The thing we're going to have to kind of factor in here is, what we're going to make this time around. It's probably still not going to be sufficient to be able to be self-sufficient for all of the different productions we have, right? We've got to put the fish food in the aquafarm, fish food in the lakes, and the fish food in the offshore aquafarm. Their offshore agricultural aquafarm, right? So there's a lot of things that we have to take this fish food to, and I just am not positive we're going to be able to get everything we need out of that, right? I think we're going to need at least another harvest. Now, not necessarily saying we're going to. We'll see. But that's kind of the goals, right? That's the objectives. They're all down below, as I mentioned, so if you ever want to know what we're trying to do in any series that I'm running, it's always in the description for you. All right, we're going to try to see what happens here. I hope we have enough money for this, and if we don't, well, it is what it is, I suppose, but... Now, the nice thing about the offshore aquafarm that we have put in now, which we've talked about at the beginning, that we're going to more than likely move, but the nice thing about where it is now and what we have installed is I can if I want to utilize. I mean, I haven't been trying to do it as much as I can, right? I've been trying to do it the real way, if you will. But I do have the liftable bale and pallet mod on, so I can obviously do that if I need to. If it's just becoming a nuisance or whatever, we can do that. Whoops. Didn't sell it. I fixed it all, but then I didn't sell it. Okay, where's the trigger? There it is. All right, so we're going to get 14,163 out of this. So, yeah, we got a little bit more money out of it by doing that. We'll bring that back in a second. All right, let's buy some fish food here. Pretty much all of this money is going to go towards fish food. These is not much money at all. Not much money at all. But, you know. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well, man. Things are good, man. I talked about this briefly on the other series, and I'm not going to go into it in maybe major detail here, but in case you don't watch the other ones for some reason, I stepped out of town for a couple days. Mental break, basically. Work's been brutal. I've mentioned that a number of times, and just some other things that happened in work. You know, individuals that I've worked with for most of my career got let go for some reason, which is still unbeknownst to me why. So we decided just to take a bit of a mental break for a little while and pop on down to Orlando, have a long weekend. It was nice. It was nice to get away, although the day we left Orlando, it was, I think it was the high of like 53 degrees. That was like at 3 o'clock. And with the wind chill, it was freezing in Florida, which was crazy. But the wind chill was like, I think it was down to like 43 or 44, like a real feel was like 43, 44, something like that. Which is crazy for Florida. You would never think Florida would have... Why can't I... Okay. This is becoming... What is going on here? So anyway, the day before that, it was like in the 80s, and we were burnt, and so it was a little cold. It was a little cold. I like cold weather, so like for me, I'm always down for cold weather, which is weird. I know a lot of people don't like that, but yeah, it was... Well, all right. I don't know what's going on here. This one pallet won't come off. There it goes. Maybe. It's not going to be the best stacking job you've ever seen, but that's alright. We'll stick it down here and go for the best. Perfect. Alright. Now, the fish food, for whatever reason, will not be able to be picked up by hand. I was talking about, you know, picking up some of those pallets by hand. For whatever reason, the fish food has not been updated. I don't know why Giants hasn't updated that yet, but they haven't. So yeah, like 43 degrees most of the day when we were leaving. It was crazy. I don't think would have ever been to Florida where it was that cold. You know, I've definitely been to Florida when it's in the the 50s for sure, 100%, maybe even the high 40s. But this was 53 with a high, and the wind chill was 44 or 43, whatever it was. Like, so the wind is part of the problem. If the wind wasn't there, it probably still at 53. I probably would have been happy, right? It probably would have still been warm to me. But once we were burnt, and then it drops down to that wind was brutal, man. Anyway. But it was nice to step away for a little while, right? Just to not worry about work. Now this doesn't feel like work to me, like doing these kind of videos. I love doing these videos, but my actual real job is what I'm talking about. This is I could do this every day, all day long. I love it, but yeah, my real job. I have a very stressful job, so I'm in the project management realm. At a software company, a very small software company, and we've got some very large customers who are not the nicest. Let's put it. I'm going to leave it at that. They're not the nicest people in the world. But if any of you have been involved or know anything about project management, you probably already know this, right? There are days where things are going great, and there are days where everything's going wrong, and you're the one that's blamed for everything, even if you didn't do anything. So it is what it is, right? It comes with the job. It's part of it, but it's stressful. Alright, so we are heading back up here, so we're going to drop all this fish food off as much as we can here to all these different locations, and then we will head back up here more than likely, I think, because we're going to start stacking up these fish food since we know we're going to sell them in the next episode, or more than likely sell them in the next episode, I should say. We're going to go ahead and start stacking them up here. I do think this trailer might be just a slight bit too big for us, but I think we'll make it. I think we'll make it through. Alright, we'll head down to the Aquafarm here, and then the rest of these should all, I think, accept in the Aquafarm, or it'll be very close if it doesn't. So, the big problem right now is we need to have a sprayer to spray that field, right? We don't have enough money because I just spent all this money on the fish food, but really we need the fish food because that's our main objective more than anything, right? So, what we're more than likely going to have to look at today is seeing, from a contract perspective, what kind of money we can get, right? Or we take the approach of what I said and we sell some of the fish because we have such a, you know, since it is still a decent price, we sell some of the fish to be able to get ourselves a sprayer, so we can spray off that field, right? Now, I think the big problem here is that I think for the most part, we're not really going to be utilizing that sprayer all that often. That's the first time we've ever had to use it on this series, right? Just because we've been plowing everything every time, but yeah. Alright, that's in there. So I'm just going to leave this here for right now. Alright, quick autosave. So, just to kind of give you a ballpark idea of what we're dealing with here and why I'm saying that, you know, as far as, you know, supplying the fish food with enough, this is the only canola field we have. It's not very big. We've got tons of fields here for flour, and we've got this big massive soybean field that we recently put in, but we don't have a huge canola field. Now, to be fair, it doesn't require that much canola. If you look at it, it's 12 canola oil. We have to take the canola and then turn it into canola oil. So we've got a couple of cycles here before we're even going to be ready for this. But it really takes up a ton of flour and a ton of soybeans. And that's the reason why, honestly, we had put this field as a flour field. This one we just got lucky enough to buy, and it happened to be a barley field. I say flour field, barley field. This one we just got lucky, right? Got super lucky on this one. And then we bought this one, we decided, well, at this point, we might as well do the soybeans, because that's another one of the big ones that's going to be required, right? So, that's kind of where we're at. So what are we going to do here? Are we going to leave the trailer? I said we are going to leave the trailer there, right? Didn't I? But does it make sense? Are we going to be able to find enough to do here to spray? I feel like we're not going to, right? Well, okay, first of all, let's do this. How much is it going to cost us to buy a sprayer? I have some mods installed. I don't know... Oop, not slurries. Sprayers. So the base one's 30,000, which we know. There are some other ones, like I said, that I have installed. So I have this small one. We utilized this in the Vintage Survival series. Really enjoyed it. Not quite sure I want to use it again here, though. This would be nice, but we don't have anything really to combine that to. As a matter of fact, it looks like it only fits on that. I thought it was going to be one of those truck-like things. Evidently, that's not the case. So yeah, it's looking more like we are going to either have to use this one, which it's okay. 21 meter width, it's not terrible. Or we're going to have to sell some fish or save some money up, or just not spray them at all. Let's head up to the yard here, because at a bare minimum, what we can do, I think it's going to cost too many fish to get us to that point, because we looked at the salmon, right? Salmon's 6,000 per. I mean, these fish lakes are maxed out. We need to move some of them out of there so we can actually do it. I'll tell you what. I said we were going to leave this down here, but I'm incorrect. Let's bring the trailer back up there. Let's at least get the fish moved off of the spawn points so they continue to process. Because right now they're not processing anything, and we need those lakes to continue to process, right? We really do. We don't want them to stop. So... All right, almost got these lakes emptied out, and a lot of you might be saying, Lizzie, you were looking at salmon. This is all trout. This is your all adult trout. You're right, it is, but I still need to clear the lakes out no matter what because they were not producing anymore, right? We do have some adult salmon, though, at the offshore aquafarm. So what I was trying to get at is if I absolutely have to, I can take those off of there and sell those, right? Again, I'm not positive that that's what we want to do, but we do have that ability to do so if we want to, you know, depending on the situation. Now, I think the big problem we have here is that the young salmon is maxed out, and we have quite a lot of young salmon in here already. So I'm going to turn off the young salmon right now. Against my better judgment, I'm going to turn them off right now, and we'll just be making the young trout because we need to let this thing, you know, catch up here a little bit. There's quite a bunch of salmon in there. We've got 15,000 liters of salmon that are ready to be shipped over here into the offshore aquafarm because the lakes cannot do the salmon, right? They just do trout. So we'll just turn the trout on for the time being and we'll go at it from that perspective. But yeah, if we go over here and visit it, there's still some fish food here, as you can clearly tell. But we've got a couple of pallets here that have spawned, right? So there's just one pallet of salmon, as a matter of fact, but still, they're spawning. Now, I could turn these on auto-selling. I'm not sure I want to do that, though, but I could do that if I really wanted to, right? I think we're not going to, though, but we absolutely could if we wanted to. All right, so these lakes have been emptied out, and yeah, we're ready to turn around here. I'm just trying to get a wider turn here because this gate's going to get in the way. Make sure I'm not going to get smoked by the train here. Very surprised that I have yet to get smoked by the train, as a matter of fact. Alright. So we're just going to pop this right here for right now, because again, we're not really going to have the need to use it, but at least not until the next episode, right? That's when I want to use it. Now, we could sell the Tree Devour mod. I don't think there are going to be any other trees for us to really chew through and get rid of. Having said that, I don't know. Does this field? I don't think it comes with this, but I think we looked at that recently. But you know what? It's worth it. It's worth a check. It does not. I didn't think so. I thought it was this one. Yeah, so we don't really have any other trees that we're going to get there. Now, I guess maybe if we continue to have to expand, which I don't think we will, but if we do, I guess maybe then we could. So I'm just going to make an executive decision here. We're just going to sell it. I don't see a reason not to, right? That's going to produce a little bit more money for us as well. Is it going to get us to the stage we need to be able to do the spraying? I don't know. Probably not, but I'm kind of more leaning towards that vintage one we use just because I really don't think we're going to use it all that often, right? So I think that might be the better approach. We're essentially going to need $9,000, just shy of $9,000. So we don't need much. I don't know what this thing is worth. I would assume it's probably not worth 9,000, but actually, it probably is, actually, now that I say that. It probably is. Oh, yeah, it's worth a ton of money. Let's go sell this. This is going to get us there. This is going to get us what we need. I gotta move the... Well, maybe I don't. I was gonna say I gotta move the harvester out of the way, but maybe I don't. I think I might be able to reach it. Hopefully. Maybe. Thank you. Okay, so we'll repaint it, and then we only just had enough money to repaint that. But 45 grand, that's huge, man. That is huge. That is exactly what we needed. Okay, so nice little shot of invigoration there. Let's get the sprayer here. There it is. Gotta put the Michelins on, you know me. I don't really care all that much about the colors here, I don't think. I will go with a case red. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm gonna go with that. Cost me an extra $100 to do that. Is that even worth it? Why not? Forget it. Who cares? And then we want this arm here. Sprayer will only turn on while there are actual weeds below the nozzle. With that, you may use 90% less herbicide. Yeah. Ooh. Man, that is outrageously expensive. Whoa. Pulse with modulation enables the sprayer to control each individual nozzle separately. This enables uniform application regardless of speed or cornering. You know what? I'm just going to go standard out the box here. I don't think I need to go that level. We're definitely going to spend some herbicide here, but, I mean, who cares, right? Who cares? We'll go with Helm this time. I say this time, like I've done it yet in this series. But I was doing spraying recently in the Vanilla Survival series, and I think I was going with the other one, right? So, okay. So we'll go with this. And like I said, we can kind of just store this, and if we ever need it again, great. If we don't need it again, well, I mean, we didn't spend that much money on it, and we can obviously sell it, just like we did the Tree Devour mod there, right? Not sure exactly how much this is going to actually hold, but I don't remember. Well, clearly it holds quite a bit. I'm expecting this to be enough. If it isn't, we'll have to go top up at our buying station, if you will, at our yard area. It's nice to be back with this thing, though, man. This is I really enjoyed it in the Vintage Survival series. I thought this was a fantastic mod that really worked out well for that series, and it's going to work out well here. I'd love to be able to make the axle there the same red that we did here on the sprayer for the actual case tractor. Maybe we could, and maybe I just didn't do it. I don't know, but I think that would fit really well because that kind of matches the same exact wheels we got going on there, right? Anyway, let's put on the mini map here. A lot of you have said that you'd like to see that, which makes sense. I mean, I should have it on most of the time with precision farming anyway. Not sure what it's going to do here, though. It doesn't really seem like it's doing a whole lot. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it's going to do much for you guys, unfortunately. So we'll turn it back off for the time being. Hopefully we'll be able to get this whole thing done with the amount we got here. I don't think there will be any issues here. I really don't. Just given the fact that we don't have to do the entire field, I think this is going to be plenty. But I guess we'll find out. Alright, gang, that field has been sprayed. I've got it put away underneath our little cover here, which has been very nice to us, actually. It's been working out really well for us. things are good, man. And we're going to leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button. On the case you've yet to do so, they are free to do. They help me out a ton. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank them enough. If you want to become a member, there's a link down below. You get early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge. My second channel down below, doing playthroughs of Red Dead Redemption, High on Life 2, and the DLC that just came out for Dynasty Warriors Origins. Discord down below. Share your progress. See anything that I'm releasing on both channels on my Discord, etc. All on there. Everything you need. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's down in the description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. We'll see you next time.